What's up, Potato Players? It's me, Potato Mist. As a lot of our Twitch and Discord community members already know, we went to our first ever pre-Rift event. We ended up winning 2 out of 3 games and had an absolute blast making and playing with our custom pre-Rift deck. This video explains our thoughts around each card we selected when going through the deck building phase. As always, like and subscribe, and if you really like this video, let us know in the comments and we'll do more Riftbound content. Anyway, let's get into the video. After we played our games, the event started. They told us all the rules and stuff like that, and we started selecting our deck. And we had a lot of options. I'll show you what our deck ended up being, but the chosen champion and the legend that I ended up starting with, which was kind of funny because like I was doing some tests online for pre-rift kits and stuff like that before I went to the event, and I got Jace a lot, and lo and behold, guess what we got? Ignore the legend, we got Jace actually. The reason why our colors are orange, blue, yellow is because the legend that we got in our pack was actually Jace. And then when obviously we got a Jace legend, Jace Hammer in hand, chosen champion with that. And then we opened up Mbessa and I was like, oh my god, we are totally gonna switch. No, cat, not blah 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 you. What's up, cat? So we were like, okay, we're gonna switch over to Mbessa, because Mbessa is one I'm familiar with. I think Mbessa is stronger than Jace in pre-Rift, just because like it feels like you can use this legend ability more than you can use Jace's legend ability, because Jace's legend ability, if you don't already know, hold on, let's look it up. If you don't already know it, you empower it to ready 2 gear, and then for 1 energy you can ready 1 gear. Thank you so much for the 60 stream streak. God dang, holy. But yeah, so I thought, I was thinking, okay, Jace probably, even though I got a decent amount of gear, I would say, I don't think we have a combo. We didn't have a combo with Jace that we could actually pull off. So I was like, all right, there's no point in readying my gear and stuff like that. I don't feel like the gear will be super useful. It's not like equipment that we can attach and stuff like that. So we might as well not play Jace and instead play Mbessa. So we played Mbessa. We kept the chosen champion Jace because we did not hit an Mbessa. Also, I think Jace just generally is probably better than most Mbessas, depending on the situation, obviously, but the only problem with Jace is obviously you can't empower him to get the empowered legend. So yeah, there's that situation, but it's still pretty good. In terms of battlefields, we've got Risen Altar, which lets you empower your units for 1 energy less or a power less, which obviously synergizes really well with our legend. So I just was like, okay, we'll just go with the Risen Altar, obviously. I'll explain our rune distribution later after we go through our units. We had a lot of units to choose from, or after our units and spells. We had a lot of units to choose from. We hit another Jace. In our pack, so I was like, there's no reason not to run Jace. It's just a good unit. So we'll run that. We got an Otterpuss, which I'll explain something that happened during the game. Look what I put in Discord. Okay, I'll take a look in a second. We hit an Otterpuss, so I'll explain what happened game 2 around Otterpuss. Concept of what a good promo could be. True. Potato cheated again? How did you know, Deadfish? All right, maybe I'll explain it now. Okay, so game 2, we go in with Otterpuss. I mulligan the patch Porobot because I was like, I think I'd rather have Otterpuss or something like that. I played the Otterpuss and then forgot that I can't score on turn 1. Holy! I can't score on turn 1 or 2 because of Otterpuss, Because it says if a player would score 1 point from conquering or holding during their first or second turn, they draw 1 instead. It's okay, dude. I'm sure hella people cheated. Yeah. Potatoes can't read. Yeah, I totally forgot. I thought it was just your enemy. It turns out it's also you. So you have to draw instead of scoring. It's kind of ridiculous. I totally forgot. Listen, at this point, this is a classic miss. Stop it, Nix. You probably cheat too. Everybody cheats, right? Right, guys? It's not just me, right? All right, hold on. Let's look what Chloe put in the Discord. Oh my God. Look at this. Chloe put an Otterpuss full art. Holy. Player equals enemy and friendly equals enemy. True. They all equal enemy. Tell me you wouldn't be more inclined to go to events if it had Otterpuss full art. I think I wouldn't be mad, actually. I wouldn't be mad. If promos were like this, yeah, I wouldn't be mad at all. I don't like the Riven one that much, if I'm being completely honest. Maybe it's just the color scheme or something like that. It's like green and brown. Reminds me of like Throw Up or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's keep going through the units. I grabbed Fretful Feline because this, I'll take the Rivens. You want them? You got like 5, buddy? Yeah, you got like so many. Potato. We got Fretful Feline because this unit is just like really big, really sticky, and good for clearing. So 5 might for 6, and then when he's ready, give me +2, which is just disgusting, honestly. It's 7 might. It's 7 might on turn 3 or turn 4. And what's gonna hold against this, honestly? What's gonna hold against this? Probably nothing. So we have 2 of them. We're running 2 of them. I thought that wasn't bad at all. We got a repair specialist. It's 3 for 3, so not bad. And I have assault equal to the number of gear you control, which I thought would be not bad at all, just considering we have a little bit of gear. It ended up being like we never played this card, so it was a little bit of a dead unit, a little bit of a dead card in our hand, but it was definitely something to consider. I don't think it was a bad card. Just not the best. Profiteer actually ended up being pretty good. It says when you play me, you may disempower something you control to empower a legend, unit, or gear. I never ended up using her ability, but 4 for 4 wasn't bad at all. 4 might was okay. 4 might was okay. This card ended up being really good. Apprentice Mage. You get to empower it for 2. It's a 3 for 3, which isn't the best, but you get to empower it for 2. And when it's empowered, I have +1. It also allows you to predict 2, which is crazy. So I got to look at what cards the top 2 cards of my deck were and just recycle them if I didn't want them, which was awesome. I played this card every time I got it. I pretty much was playing this card just because like being able to sift through my 25 card deck and look for my answers sooner was really good. And in terms of answers, I mean just more units, better units. Got to sift through a Patch Porobot, got to sift through the Otterpuss, maybe the Repair Specialist if I don't want it, and hit the other cards that I'm looking for. Brutal Hunter ended up being really good as well. Empower for 3 to give it 6 might. Obviously it's really expensive. 3 and a power for a 6 might card with ganking. But by the end of the games, it's really hard to get rid of this card. Just because like 6 might is a lot, obviously. So I didn't mind running it. It came in orange and it has an empower, so we can use it with our legend. So that was pretty good. Same with the Apprentice Mage. Empower this, empower our legend. Apprentice Mage ended up being really good. Brutal Hunter, really good. Covert Informant. Covert Informant ended up being okay. 3 and a power for 4. I wasn't mad at the 4 might. I almost never used the draw empower me. Let me upload my deck. Never mind, I'm too tired. Fair enough, Chloe. Fair enough. We ended up not really using the empower and just ended up using it as a 3 and a power for 4. So it was okay, just not the best. Obviously we're running Cloud Drake because it comes in the pack. 6 for 5 and you get to draw. I thought it was okay. We never ended up playing it, so not the best. Something I was probably not looking for. So another card that I wanted to sift through. This card, this card, this card, and maybe this card. So 4 cards we're just trying to sift through, unfortunately. Where's the waifu card? Right here. Profiteer, let's go. What's up, Jeremiah? Welcome to the stream. What's happening, dude? My dog broke my glasses today. Had to get new prescription and glasses. That's crazy, actually. That's crazy. L dog, dude. This is why we like cats, dude. This is why we like cats. Cats are the best. L. Unfortunate, dude. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, and then we got the patched Porobot. Says when you play me, if you control 3 or more gear, draw 1. We never end up using this, but I thought it was a solid 2-drop that we could play on turn 1. And so that's why I kept it in. We don't necessarily need turn 1 plays too much because not too many people are going to hit their 2-drops. But we did end up actually hitting this on our one of our first turns, so it wasn't bad. Bakai Witherclaw, self-explanatory. 4 might, goes to 6 when empowered, and then you channel 2 runes exhausted when he dies. I just thought this was really good. Probably not better than the Brutal Hunter, honestly, though, because you do have to de-ramp yourself to play it. I hit my 2-drop every game. That's crazy, actually. That's crazy. I loved slamming Orange Mbessa turn 1 with Renekton Legend. It was fun. That's insane as well. I don't even know how that works. And then we had the Auroch General. The Auroch General was a theory. We actually ended up we played against Nyx and actually ended up using its Empower ability to win the game, just to be able to accelerate it basically with the with our legend, being able to ready it and then play it to a base. And it has 7 might when it's empowered, so it's pretty good. Float 2 power, pay for Renekton Legend. Oh. Okay. Hold on, let me look up Renekton Legend. Maybe I'm misremembering. Okay, so for 2 power, spend this energy only on units or activated abilities of units. Oh, so you can pay it for 4. Spend the floating 2 from Renekton for Mbessa. That's crazy, actually. That's crazy. Yeah, that's insane. For Orange Mbessa, yeah, that makes sense. And then we had 6 spells. We actually, so story time, we actually cheated. I know. We say this every time. We actually cheated with Mesmerize. I know. We cheated with Mesmerize because we thought Mesmerize returned enemy units to hand, because it says return a friendly unit to its owner's hand. And I was like, oh, it must be referring to like a friendly unit of the player whose unit we're returning it to its hand, you know? Like, I thought that's what it was reading. And apparently so did my enemies, because I would show them this card and they would read it and they would be like, okay, and they returned it to their hand. So it was kind of crazy. Someone almost let me do this. I casted the spell, targeted their creature, and they picked it up. Oh my goodness. I had to stop them. Oh my lord. Classic, El Clasico, to be fair. Yeah. I felt bad. Yeah, I didn't realize that this doesn't return enemy. So guys, if you run into this problem, just know it does not return. It does not return enemy units to hand. It's sad when I'm the one who called it out. I know. It is the first day. Most people are playing the cards. Yeah, that's true. They read it and they just didn't know. So it's fair. Mistakes are bound to happen. Yeah, I've never seen this card. The first time I played this card was the first time at the pre-rift, and so we just didn't know. It's not a high OPL event. Yeah. And then we had Dredge Up. Obviously, draw is not the best in pre-rift, but we didn't have enough cards, and Dredge Up was a pretty good card just to cycle itself. Not the worst. We had iterative design. Also, just to say, Mesmerize is still a pretty decent card because it does give -2. We ended up playing it against another person, and we did give his unit -2, and it ended up working out for us. So I would say not the worst spell, even if you can't return the enemy units to their hand. So. What do you mean? I want my prize packs. I must win. Oh my goodness. So iterative design just was not very good for us. Four energy for a 3 might mech unit just was not the best. So I really wanted to cycle this card out of my hand as fast as possible. Every time I grabbed this card, it was pretty much dead in my hand. And then we got Shock Blast, which we got 2 of these. Insane card. We got to kill something for 1 in a power. I know it says 3 in a power, but it says this costs less if you control something that's empowered. We literally would have all our cards or most of our cards are empowered, right? We have the Apprentice Mage, we have the Brutal Hunter, we have Covert Informant, we have Bakai Witherclaw, we have Auroch General. All these cards that want to be empowered, and then we have Shock Blast, which does 4 damage to a unit out of battlefield. This card was really good for us. We were able to clear a lot of stuff we wouldn't have been able to without Shock Blast, and we had 2 of them. So shout out to that card, honestly. Many claps for that. Dragon is home in an hour? Okay. Let's go. Milwaukee is officially a tier 2 showdown. More people will get RC invites and RQ badges. Interesting. That's pretty nice. Does that mean you're going? That's the question. And then we had 1 rampage, which I thought was huge, right? Like, we get to rampage something that most people think they're not going to have any backline removal spells. And we got a 1 of backline removal spells. So not bad at all. We got to get rid of an orange Mbessa before it got empowered with this card. So not bad at all. I'm already gonna go. Still haven't decided who I'm playing. Ooh, interesting. Can you play any of the new cards or no? Yes, you can? Oh, that's sick. Then we have our gear. We have 1 questionable tome, which was questionable. Right, guys? Oh my god, I'm so funny. It was questionable. I didn't like the questionable tome. Luckily I never drew it. We did not need the extra draw at all. So I'm glad I never picked this up or never drew it is what I'm saying. Then moving on, we had 2 Tools of the Empire, which actually helped us win a game as well. We were able to tap this for 2. If it's empowered, which we can use its empowerment to empower our Mbessa, we can give it +4 instead. And then we have the Jagged Cutlass. So we had 2 of these tools of the Empire, 1 Jagged Cutlass, and let's just say putting this on Jace, Jagged Cutlass on Jace, giving it 9 with Assault. And then tools of the Empire 11 with the additional 2, or 13 with the additional 4. It ended up being 11 because we never empowered this. But in game 3, we actually went in with our Jace, and let's just say that game was Jover after that. It was Jover. It's kind of crazy. It's not for another month or so. Oh, that's perfect, actually. You'll be able to create your deck, lock in what you want, and be able to like play exactly what you want at the thing. Are they doing best ofs? They're not doing best ofs there, correct? I'm interested. So yeah, huge deck for us, honestly. I didn't think our deck was the best because of how many dead cards we had, but I didn't think it was the worst either. I definitely could have removed a lot of the blue, like the questionable tome, the iterative design, the Otterpuss. We didn't want that. We didn't want the Cloud Drake, really. The Covert Informant was good, but the Shock Blast was too good to not have, and Mesmerize unfortunately won us a few games. So we take it, right? We take it. Not the plated best of, but regular prize world medal. Oh, I see. I think a lot of people will be on New Legends. Yeah, I agree. A lot of people will probably be on the new stuff, playing whatever they cooked up in their basements, you know what I mean? But yeah, W deck. We won 2 out of 3 of the games that we played. So huge turnout for my first ever pre-Rift event. That was a lot of fun.